What's up everybody, my name's Big Cam and welcome back to another movie review, and today we are talking about 1989's Ghostbusters 2. And I don't know if I've ever actually seen this movie, the second Ghostbusters, as we're continuing on my Ghostbusters rewatch. And I think as far as the Ghostbusters movies, I might have only ever seen the first one and the 2016 kind of reboot where like there was a women's lineup of Ghostbusters. But, you know, any Ghostbusters fans out there, correct me if I'm wrong, there was only two original Ghostbusters films, that 2016 women's Ghostbusters, and then there's Ghostbusters, the reboot with Paul Rudd, and I think it's like Ghostbusters Afterlife, and then Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. So technically, they're making a Ghostbusters 5 because they don't include that one with the women's. But technically there already is 5, right? There's the two original, the two new ones, and then the woman one. So there's 5 Ghostbusters out there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to miss any Ghostbusters movies as I'm watching this. I would have thought that they would have done a trilogy with that original Ghostbusters crew and Ivan Reitman, the director. But Bill Murray, of course, returning as VENKMAN. Dan Aykroyd returning as Ray STANTZ, Sigourney Weaver, of course, back as Dana Barrett. I freaking such a crush on Sigourney Weaver, especially in this movie. Like, there's a little bit of a love story between her and VENKMAN, and I almost completely forgot about the, you know, ghost side of things and was just like, oh, I hope they fall in love. You know, but like, that's not necessarily the point of this story. The point of the story is that the Ghostbusters have to protect New York from the ghosts, you know what I mean? And, of course, Harold Ramis is in there as Dr. Egon Spengler. Rick Moranis is back as Louis Tully. Ernie Hudson is back as Winston. But this second movie, it's good. It has more of Winston, which, of course, Ernie Hudson deserves more screen time, of course. In the first movie, felt like he was underutilized severely. And, if anything, my main takeaway from this second Ghostbusters film, they didn't use the theme song as much. And it was kind of corny, kind of poorly reviewed on LETTERBOXD, or on Rotten Tomatoes. The, I think, original score they had for the first movie was like certified fresh, and the second film for the audience score and critic score was not well received. And the whole time I'm wondering, I'm like, the poor baby in this, the baby Oscar that they keep just like putting in these crazy situations. I mean, like, I'm sure they didn't have the baby in these crazy situations, but the way they made it look in the movie, I was like, God damn, that poor baby. I hope that baby has any memories from the set. Like, I know me, I don't have any memories from when I was a toddler, infant, you know, little child. So if this baby was pretty much the star of Ghostbusters 2, I hope he or she has some memories of this event. Like, yeah, I think I vaguely remember Sigourney Weaver holding me and comforting me, or Bill Murray, you know, telling me to skedaddle, kid, move over, as he makes out with Sigourney Weaver right in front of me. Like, I don't know. I doubt that baby has any memories of it, but it must be so crazy to be that child and watch this movie and be like, holy shit, that's me. Like, just like that poor baby's that's on that one cover of the Nirvana album. Oh God, poor bastard. You know, you grow up and you're like, God, what were my parents thinking making that be me? Like, what the fuck? But, I don't know. Comment below your thoughts on the Ghostbusters movies, and also, like I was saying, comment below, correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's only 5 Ghostbusters movies out currently, but there's a Ghostbusters 5 in the works right now. And I haven't seen the new ones, and I don't even think I had seen Ghostbusters 2, so this is a first time watch for me. The first Ghostbusters film, I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars, and honestly, it could maybe be a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a pretty good first film. I don't know if I'm fully here for the Ghostbusters. They're pretty freaking stupid movies, to be honest. But, you know, they're alright. I mean, it's 84 and 89, so in 5 years they made these 2 movies. And, you know, they're pretty singular on their own. Like, as far as ghost movies, the only other ghost movie that I can genuinely think about besides these 2 is, like, Casper. You know what I mean? And like, Casper, of course, is legendary. If you don't like Casper the Ghost, you're a heartless bitch. But the Ghostbusters, you know, I liked these first 2 enough that I'm definitely going to go on to see those 2 newer ones. I'm curious to see how those look, you know, and how, you know, this was 89. Obviously the CGI and stuff doesn't look that good, but like the river running under New York of slime, there was a decent idea of this, and I just laughed at, like, in the first movie they had to get the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to walk down the streets of New York. In the second one they got Lady Liberty walking through the streets of New York to defeat the ghosts, you know what I mean? And they used New York's negative energy against itself to feed the positive energy to fight back, you know, like it was worth it, you know, like it was a decent watch, but not necessarily as good a story as the first film. And yeah, probably better than the woman's 2016 Ghostbusters, but comment below, are the newer Ghostbusters, now that they're 20 years later and they actually have tons of CGI and capabilities with technology to be able to make ghosts look really good? I'm sure those movies look awesome, even if the story's not great. But I'm going to check them out and let you guys know, so stay tuned for more Ghostbusters movie reviews coming out in the future. And plus, those movies have Paul Rudd, and I love Paul Rudd, so I'm sure those movies will be funny. But comment below your score or thoughts for Ghostbusters 2. Overall, I gave this movie 3 out of 5 stars. It's a little bit worse than the first film. It's not like the best film I've ever seen, but it's a decent movie. 3 out of 5 stars, about a 6 out of 10. If I had to give it a true 10 score, it's probably about a 6.5, 6.6. 6-7 fucking pussies. Either way. That's it for me, y'all. Thank you guys so much for coming on by and checking out this movie review. If you guys have any other spooky season movie recommendations for me, I'd love to hear those down in the comment section below. Or just like the cast of this movie. If you have any other Dan Aykroyd or Bill Murray movie or Sigourney Weaver movie recommendations for me, drop those down in the comment section below. And if you have any other, you know, Ghostbusters future movies that, like, you have any thoughts on those and you want to be like, hey, don't check out that 2016 one, but the Afterlife and Frozen Empire, definitely check out. Those are good. You know, if that's the type of thoughts you have, I'd love to hear those down in the comment section below. Or you can message me on my other social medias. Links for those down in the description below. And once again, my name's Big Cam, 2 G's in the Big, pretty much anyway, just look for this face and you can find me. And if you've made it this far into the video and you would like to support the channel, the best way to do that is liking this video, commenting down in the comment section below, subscribing if you haven't already, and hitting that bell so that you don't miss future movie reviews and you get the notifications when Ghostbusters or future spooky season movie reviews come out. Thank you guys once again. My name's Big Cam, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.